Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, we shall be discussing White Boy Tommy, Season 2, Episode 2, for the second time, apparently. But we're going to do it right this time. It's fine. We did not mess up as bad as I did the first time we did this with the Shy. So, we're going to talk about positives with this episode, and we will discuss Tommy's efforts to put the Serbs against the Mexicans and Miguel and crew. Is that going to work? I don't know. What do people think about that? Again. Anyway, Kim, more succinctly, what we got this time?
Okay. Well, like I said, the first time, but we can do it again. I'm just teasing. No, I felt like he did it before, and you said that you kind of agree with that he did do it on Power, original Power, right? So I mean, he kind of does this. So it was like, okay. I mean, it's just Tommy's plan. Like he always comes up with this kind of stuff, but then it always kind of backfires for some reason or whatever. Um, but I mean, I guess it's an okay plan. Eventually, they're gonna find out though, and I didn't realize. Well, I guess we're not talking about that yet, but I didn't know that Hefe had a boss. Like I thought he was the cartel connect. So that was a
Yeah,
little surprising to me that Shay is the actual cartel connect. I didn't know there was a person between them. So
yes.
I
So
guess that,
Miguel's what Ghost and Tommy used to be, and like Shay is like Lobos,
yeah,
like
yeah.
right now. But yeah, we'll get into that. Let's see. Jamani actually had something to say about the plan, if I remember. So
Yeah, he did.
Jamani, once again, what you think about the plan?
Yeah, Miguel is kind of wants to drag his feet and kind of, do a little investigating as the theme of this episode. Um, Basically, he wants to something doesn't smell clean or something to him. So, but his boss is like, nah, we have to retaliate immediately. There needs to be repercussions. No time for thinking and talking. We need some action. So, um, but Miguel is gonna sniff out something, especially with Tommy sniffing around, his sister. So it's just not gonna end well.
Uh, okay. So I remember Miguel going to Shay and being like, "We need to do something about this," and Shay was like, "No." So it was Miguel, I thought, who was more like, "We need to take action on this." Are you talking about his auntie? I guess.
No, I thought the boss was telling him, you need to do something, and was being very threatening towards him about, action needs to be taken. Like,
No.
No,
So
Shay was
Miguel
telling him
told,
not to. Yeah.
yeah, Miguel said we need to do something about this. Shay said no, to the extent that if you do anything, we're going to gang rape your sister, and then put her out on the street. So I was like, I thought he was going to kill Shay right there. I was like, oh, Shay's only going to be around for one episode because I thought he was about to get fucked up. But that didn't happen. But I was like, yeah, that's what happened. And then Auntie said we need to take some action. I see what you're saying, but Shay's the one who's like, nah, like we got other things going on, like the Serbs are too big or whatever. So he is the one saying we don't need to be doing anything. So not the other way around. Like Miguel was definitely like we need to put hands on somebody. And that's where we're at right now.
Wait, who's
Yeah.
Auntie?
Auntie
no,
was the one that
she's
showed
not
up.
auntie.
You know,
She's
Abuela? That's his grandmother.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
bad.
it's abuela,
So
grandma.
grandma was like, so I thought grandma was in charge. I was like, so is Miguel working for the grandma?
Yeah, that's what
Because
I think. Yeah, I think she's the
okay, so
boss.
Miguel works for
Supporting
grandma,
others.
and both of them work for Shay.
No, I think it's, how this thing is, is look, if you even look at the Flynn side, the woman can't be in an actual position, so it's like she's like a shadow figure. She's like, I'm over you, but family wise, but not in the actual organization, so to say.
All right. So that's why Miguel's talking to Shay and not grandma.
Yeah, because he talked to Abuela, and then he talked to Shay, because I guess he thought that now that you guys have corrected me, basically, oh, she said to do it. Now, if I talk to him, I have, I can go and do it. But no, he said no. So now he's been totally shut down.
Oh, okay. All right. So now we got that the Serbs and the Latinos work for Shay. That he's their supply, both of their suppliers. All right. I mean, so maybe that's what it meant. Maybe it's like, hey, it's too much stuff going on right now. I can't have you guys fighting each other. That could be it. I didn't get that from the conversation, but he definitely, but Shay definitely was like, you ain't doing anything right now, just for some reason, because and he don't want to go, he don't want anyone touching the Serbs for some reason. I didn't get that.
I don't think he wanted. Who wants to go to war? So it's like, I don't think he thinks it's big enough to go to war yet.
I mean, well, until maybe after this situation, perhaps. But we gotta see how episode 3 works out. Chris, what do you think about the whole Tommy playing situation?
Okay, let me just say, football. It is back. Tis the season. All right. Okay, let's go. Sorry, I had to do this.
Let's
I'm
get back
sorry.
on
Every
track.
year I do this. I do this every year. I'm sorry.
Let's
But
not.
anyway, huh?
Okay.
Until next year. And Super Bowl. Anyway, all right. Yeah. No, I thought the plan is all right. I mean, I feel like Tommy, even in just regular power, he comes up with an idea, but then it just backfires. Kind of similar to what Kim was saying. I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to go very well. So, I mean, I was kind of curious that you called this kind of a positive, really, because we already know how this shit is going to go down. So, I find it kind of laughable that we kind of see this as the dog agrees with me. It's just ridiculous. So it's just, it's not going to last very long. It's just not going to last very long. They put too many moving pieces with this shit. They put too many craziness in this, and then it's just like, they're going to wind up rewriting the script essentially, right? So one minute, like you're going to have like the Latino game all of a sudden is going to probably go against one of Tommy's crews or something. So I don't think it's going to be an actual plot that's going to be stuck anywhere, in my opinion. So,
yeah. All right. We know how Stacey feels, so we'll ask her a different question. But real quick, when we said off camera, when we get to Stacey, you actually maybe was happy about, which is Tommy did do this back in book 1. It was the Serbs again. They were trying to Jugos wanted to kill the Serbs, and Tommy said no, we can make them think the Albanians did it, and it actually did work, because then that's when they brought in the Albanian and put the bag on his head, and the rats ate his face, and then the Serbs shot him. And then that's how the Serbs start working with Tommy and Ghost, which again, it would have been nice if he would have been like, me and my partner did this last time and it worked last time, Diamond. Like, to acknowledge his whole partner that for some reason doesn't have a name. It would have been nice. It would have been a better Easter egg than the Julio reference for some damn ass reason, which I didn't understand. But all right, Stacey, I know you don't like the show. What specific thing would you like that irritated you?
Specifically irritated?
Yeah, this one thing.
Besides the entire show? Besides a random woman asking to suck Vic's dick in the back room? That?
Okay, let's
go on that. There we go.
I mean, everything about this show irritates me. It makes no sense. I was like, does he know her? Why is this happening? Why am I watching this? Does it have anything to do with the show? Is she a drug dealer? I needed like some reason for this to happen. There was no reason. None.
Let's get to head for no reason. Thank you. Yeah. This was the most ridiculous shit in this episode it was so stupid. I actually thought it was a setup, Stacey. I thought maybe that somehow the Serbs or fucking Miguel or something was like, yo, we can use this random ass prostitute that just gonna happen to be at the same store that he happens to stop at. And that's how we're gonna get him. And no, he really got his dick sucked. My biggest problem was, how did he know $50 was gonna be enough for the dick sucking? They never negotiated a price. Okay.
But she's gonna take it. Like that. He saw that gun. She saw that gun. She's like, "Oh, I'll take 20." Like,
I'm just saying. I didn't hear to go. Kim, you are muted, I guess, because your mouth is moving. Thanks.
My bad. I'm sorry. I thought that this was a setup by the guy from Dublin. I thought that he was setting Vic up to get kidnapped, and so that his father would hurry up and get that money together. You see what I'm saying? That's what I thought was going on.
Yes.
I was like, why is he robbing? This man is rich. I mean, he does not need to rob anyone. Yes. He's practically Irish royalty. So why did they even put this in the show? We already know he's depressed, and I really need him to get over this quickly. Like, I understand Gloria was the love of his life. We need to move on past this. Like, 3rd episode, I need Vic to be a soldier and just stop, right? Because you can cry later on, but we need to take care of business, or your father is going to have no head. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Well, that would have been, you're right. That would have been a better, anything, but what we got would have been better. But I'm going to hand it over to Jabani. Hey, Jabani, what was your favorite line in this episode, please?
Obviously, his answer was who doesn't want a blowjob? So, you know,
I mean, ask President Clinton. Excuse me, former President Clinton. Excuse me.
Yeah.
All right,
but I'm like, I just want to know how there was just an open storeroom, and it was just like, this is where it's gonna happen. I thought there was like something in on it where it was like, you know, like the prostitute or the woman of the night.
Was she a prostitute? We don't even know that.
Yeah, I'm saying the offeree, right? I wanted to know, was she had an arrangement with the establishment, because it was just like, let's go into the back room, it's open. Like, and then the guy comes like, hey, what are you guys doing in there? I'm like, why did you leave your storeroom open?
Oh, now you blame the victim, huh? Well, so it's his fault.
Well, I'm just saying.
Supposed to keep it locked anyway. What in the world?
I'm like, somebody goes in a locked room, you're banging on the door, they come out with a gun. I'm like, you kind of asked for that.
No, who asked for it was Mrs. Tramp Stamp. But Chris, what are your thoughts? I did see the tattoo. I was like, oh, she's sucking something. But what were your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I agree. I also thought that it was a setup. It was just so random, like that. It was just like, how could it not be a setup? Like, you know what I mean? But you know, instead, I just, in my opinion, I was just like, okay, so this is real. But instead, they just decided to do, like you saw in my background, the whole Full Metal Jacket. If y'all remember the infamous scene about the prostitute coming up to those Americans, he's like, say anything you want, you know, sucky $5, you know what I mean? That's what this was. They turned this joint into Full Metal Jacket. And how
ridiculous an insult to Full Metal Jacket, because that led to a whole other scene. She was actually setting them up for the sniper. That was actual setup. So this is actually an insult. That's not even fair.
Well, yeah, I know, but it's like, you know, but she, you know, homegirl in Vietnam was about to do some sucky. You know what I mean? But it's just crazy. It's just how crazy, but just how we kind of make fun of scenes like that came out like more than 30, 40 years ago, whatnot. This is the type of shit where it's just like, yo, nowadays we should know better. Like, you know what I mean? As far as screenwriting, whatnot. So the fact that they do, what's up? What you got to say?
No, actually, I was gonna say, damn it, I'm about to say, Tommy, season 1 did it better. Why did Tommy did it better in the finale? Because remember, in the finale, he did the exact same thing. One of the 4 horsemen got called out by a girl from the pub to get his dick sucked, and Tommy showed up and killed that dude. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They already did this shit, and it was much better. I'm like, Gary Lennon.
I'm trying to get you to understand, David, that season 1 never happened. Never happened. If you believe that, then you'll be able to move forward.
It was just a plot device for him to get arrested. Leave it at that. It was a plot device.
That doesn't make sense because they got him while he was driving. So they actually got him for speeding and driving while intoxicated, but somehow he got arrested for robbing that dude. So I'm like, did he actually get a description of him and the car and was like, this is what you're looking for? Like, when did that even happen?
Off camera.
Damn it, the shot. Anyway, but we'll get to that silliness. Tommy is using Diamond as a pawn to be the kingpin of Chicago. Diamond is reminding me a lot of Rashawn from All the Queen's Men. Like, I mean, it could be his acting and his accent, but this whole dumb country bumpkin shit from Chicago is really getting on my damn nerves. Like he needs to do better. Like he's not Ghost. Like they tried to set him up like he was going to be the ghost to Tommy's Tommy, and he's not. He's a sidekick. He's a sidekick. I saw Stacey's nodding, so you agree?
Yes, and his hips bother me. His
He's got his
hips.
mama's body, girl. He's got his mama's body.
It's like, wasn't he like buffed at some point? It's like when you take steroids and then you stop and your body just kind of like coagulates into some type of weird. I don't know. It's weird. Like his personality, he does come off very slow. And then his body, and then the sex scenes, I was just like, why am I doing this? Why?
Hey, wait.
Yeah, that was very awkward. Like, why did Tommy walk in on the diamond sex scene and stay? Like the girl ran off. Like
because Tommy doesn't give a fuck. That's why.
But I'm like, that's a literal. Like Tommy was like a literal cock blocker in that scene. I was like, it should have been the parole officer. It would have made more sense if the parole officer walked in and that was what took place, as opposed to Tommy walks in for nothing that is an emergency.
Nothing. It was that even the same woman? Was that the same?
No, it's different.
It's a different woman.
I was like, what the? That makes the scene even more unnecessary. I was like, what is happening? Like there was a lot of random fucking in this episode. Like I was just like, this, come on. It needs to tie to something. But the first girl, then she runs out just naked. Like, is Diamond actually living at the barbershop?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, why? Like
sometimes they have duplexes. You know what I mean? Like you go upstairs and there's a room upstairs.
No, he lives
just
in
like
the basement.
shopping markets.
Then he lives in the basement because it's twice he fucked in the basement. Like he lives in the basement.
Oh,
like,
okay. Or
remember, Gerard had gotten him an apartment. Remember that? Or and he didn't want the apartment because he wasn't comfortable.
But that's because he first got out and somehow he was too institutionalized.
But I think he's just been living there ever since, just living in his barbershop.
The barbershop did turn into a barbershop episode. Like I actually joked with somebody in the comments that he was just gonna hire like Cedric the Entertainer and Eve because they ain't got jobs, and like it's just gonna turn into barbershop and Ice Cube.
And Michael Ealy?
No, I think he said Eve, but Eve don't need no job right now. Eve
that's true. She's doing pretty well.
She's a billionaire right now.
Taking care of her baby. Leave her alone.
Hey, she did Queens, so
Eve is straight.
She needs to be working
with her billionaire husband.
I was about to say screw Queen. I was about to say she a billionaire. She don't need that.
Yeah,
but like now they created barbershop. They got the funny old man who's making jokes. Who the hell is he? I'm like, all right. Like, is this going somewhere? We got the victim called the police after Vic left, but how did the victim know who Vic was? And
maybe
I mean,
he had cameras.
Yeah. So all of that happened off camera. Instead of, I guess, instead of fucking like that could have happened off camera. What we got?
Before you move off the barbershop, right?
Walter Flynn for the money that Walter owes Dublin.
Wait, Michael used the opioids to get back at Walter Flynn for the money that Walter Flynn owed Dublin? How does Michael know anything about the money that Flynn owes Dublin?
Yes. I was about to say, I don't. Who's Michael? Is that the
Michael is the guy who gave Vic, I mean, not Vic, gave Tommy not Tommy. His real name is Tommy. You know what I'm talking about? The Irish father. The father.
Oh, okay. The businessman.
The businessman, right?
Like,
with the terrible hairline. Good Lord. They could have slapped a daggone wig on him. It was bad. They like actually cut it. It was shaped up. I was like, oh wow. Anywho, sorry.
That shit should have happened off camera too. I was like, I'm not sure why any of this is necessary. There's a lot of that going on in this episode. I don't know what was actually necessary that got us from point A to point B. Besides, also, did y'all notice how Tommy gave the very same speech to Diamond that Jannard gave Diamond last season, which was, "You need to be more hood about this." this whole turn the other cheek shit is not good for business. That's Jannard's whole problem, is that Diamond came out soft. That's his whole thing last year. And you chose, quote, unquote, the white boy. But Tommy told him the same thing. I'm like, technically, Jannard and Tommy should be working together. I mean, they seem to have the whole same mindset when it comes to drug dealing. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that.
I told you season 1 didn't happen.
Oh, my bad. Anyway, we'll talk about that when we talk about the Shy. What's up, Stacey?
Then why does the nephew have bullet wounds?
Oh, that's true. Well, I mean, in many ways, like we're just saying, there's certain things about like they're acting like it didn't happen, but I'm like, it did. Anyway. So we got Stacey. So we got a district attorney or USA Stacey trying to start. How did she get a task force? Explain this to me. A poor black child gets shot in the streets of Chicago, and somehow she's gonna get a task force to go after Tommy Egan.
Right. I'm about to say, you know how many
black Junior?
What's up?
What happened to Junior? Pilot's child. Wasn't he like on the task force?
Oh, okay.
It's coming. It's not there yet. So
yeah, so Medina and Blanca are involved in this. So that's a whole other force, and that's DEA. So this is like, I don't know what they are, but DEA somehow is not involved in this. This is the FBI issue right now.
But I think they're coming. As soon as they get approved for the task force, they're coming.
I'm like, how? It doesn't make sense. This poor child got shot, and that's terrible. But how does this equal to a task force? There you go, Chris. It doesn't, right?
It don't. No, I mean, for one, let's be real. I mean, you know how many black kids get shot up in Chicago? Like,
yes,
like on a regular? Like,
yes.
That's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just like.
But do we know whether Chicago has a task force right now? Do we know that in real life?
I think it's a matter of it tying into CBI and them associating Tommy with CBI. So it's a matter of we're gonna dragnet, so to say, everything in CBI territory.
But that doesn't make any sense either, because that would have been the death of Chewie. Chewie would have been the death that would have got the task force, not this poor little boy. You know what I'm saying?
No, but they don't even know who's involved with this. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They don't.
So if they get a task force out of this makes no damn sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Like somehow they just somehow just link that and CBI together. Nobody came out the car, so it's not like anyone knows like from any of the vehicles like who belongs to what as far as the shooting goes. So like now all of a sudden, this is linked to Chewie, or like the people involved with this is linked to the shoot. It's just very convenient, as you like to sometimes say. Very, very convenient. It's just not. It just doesn't make any sense,
bro. It's not coming together. And with that big old board that they made of all of Tommy's associates, like somehow again, Diamond is not on that damn list. You know, the guy who has a parole officer. So like you can look like that parole officer should have been like, who's this white boy?
Well, yeah, I think that was a point of them showing him in the barbershop. But I'm like, as far as how do you own or operate a barbershop when you're not supposed to be around felons? How do you so to say cherry pick who sits in your chair? Yeah, I'm like, who sits in the other people's chairs that are barbers? Like, you're not supposed to be associated with felons, but you can't stop who walks in the door. He says, yeah, I opened up at 7 this morning, but is the parole officer could just sit there all day and this is a known criminal that's walking in. This is and it's just beyond me that this is still some like 1990s parole officer, parolee storyline, because I'm like, it's not a matter of, give me a urine sample. It could be, run me your phone. Let me check the location settings. You went to Jannard's.
Very good.
You know what I mean?
Very good.
Like,
very good. I mean, you can track them all.
Yeah. Like,
you're right, Jamani.
If you leave your phone somewhere for a certain amount of time and you think, I'm going to leave my phone here or whatever, and I catch you somewhere else, there's so much electronic tracking that at one point I thought, didn't he, when he got on parole originally, didn't he have an ankle bracelet? What happened with that?
Let's not do this, man. I can't get back to that silliness. I don't know, but we got a good comment. The barbershop is where all the plugs are dropping off the money, so Diamond needs to be there for the drop off. Plus, I don't think it's a good idea for him to take every woman he smashes to the crib. Yeah, but again, he's fucking everybody at the barbershop. So he's still centralizing his sex and his operations, which doesn't make a lot of sense because we just established the parole officer is also coming to the barbershop. So this doesn't make it any kind of sense. Like, I'm like, no, this is bad business.
Does he not check the back rooms? He just wants to see where the actual clipping is done. He doesn't say, let me check behind these other doors.
Let me check downstairs. We got all the drugs. Force is before season 3 of Ghost. DeMarcus, I hear you, but no, because Kate is firmly in. Well, I'm glad that none of the family was in this episode, but she is firmly living in Chicago. So that negates what we saw about her moving in Ghost. Why have a cell phone to call the cops instead of screaming for help? She could have been in shock. I mean, I hear you, but
people do that a lot. But yeah, people do that a lot. They do go into shock and then they just start screaming for help, even though they got a phone on their hip. It happens.
And this is also good, unless the little girl is a child of someone prominent. That's what I thought. Yeah. I thought that little girl was related to the mayor or some shit. Like, and I was like, oh my God, like that's how this is. But even then, you can't tie that to Tommy at all, or CBI, or anybody else. So, but I thought the kid was gonna be someone prominent too. But that didn't work out.
But can we talk about this whole investigation of the episode from the first scene to the last scene of the episode? This is like it just seemed very copycat of The Wire. I thought I was like watching Power's version of The Wire. This episode.
What do you mean?
Like just the white cop who basically looks like the lead from The Wire.
Well, actually, I was gonna say the Shy, actually.
And he walks up to the unhoused person, as they call them now. Chicken Wing was reminiscent of the character that you see on The Wire, who has all the information, and it just seemed like the version, like the Chicago version of The Wire for this episode.
But doesn't that mean this would have to be good though? Like.
But I mean, to me, all the drug shows are gonna eventually kind of blend together. They all are doing exactly the same thing because this is how drug dealing is portrayed on TV. So I mean, you could say that about Top Boy. You could say that about the original Power. You could say that about The Wire. You could. I mean, it's
okay. Kim, what you know about Top Boy? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
Yes, actually a good drug show.
Yeah, I'm impressed. All right.
Look, okay, I'm glad that you said that the way drug dealing is portrayed on TV, because in real life, this stuff that's happening in this episode would never happen. Like they have Walter Flynn is worried about encroaching in on Jannard and trying to start a war that Vic is like, I don't want to be your patsy or your pawn to start a war or whatever. He's selling pills, opioids, which is a totally different drug than cocaine. There's two totally different client bases. Why would they be butting heads? Like, this is something that it sounds good for people who don't know anything about drugs, but they're not the same drug. They're not running up against the same distributor or anything like that. Why would they be at war? One is an upper, one is a downer. It just.
So I think what they're saying, but they're trying to sell it quote in the South Side. But I mean, to your point, we don't even know Walter Flynn's normal markets. Like we've never seen their clients, their base. We never even got to the legitimate businesses of how they clean their money or none of that bullshit. So we don't know why he can't push it in his territory. Why is everything happening in the quote South Side of Chicago?
Well, he said I'm gonna push it in the South Side because he doesn't want, like quote unquote, kids like Paulie's son to get addicted or to have problems from it. That's why he said, I'm going to push it on the south side. Well,
because the drug, because remember what Michael said. Michael said that the drug was like, it was fucked up when it was made, right? It was when they created it or whatever, it was something wrong with it, right? It's off. So it'll start killing people, right? You never know if you don't change it or do something with it. So, I mean, Flynn was like, no, I'm not going to sell it to my people so that they start dropping dead. I'll sell it to the black people on the south side. Basically, that's what he said.
And that's a good point. And then, but again, fentanyl was finally mentioned in this show. But I'm like, fentanyl is deadly. I mean, just look.
Absolutely.
And it still sells. So like, I'm like, I don't see the big deal. But again, as much as they get into the Flynn family, and I totally agree with y'all. Well, I think Stacey said it, like, the Flynn family should have been killed off season 1 because, like, I don't need to get into their family shit. Like the whole Claudia, you don't have a penis, so you can't be important shit. I'm tired of this whole storyline. I'm like, let's get to the street stuff. Like, how many times? And then I thought, okay, instead of the blowjob scene, how about we got the scene of Claudia taking Jannard up on his offer of like. Yes. And again, especially with Dahlia being dead, which also doesn't make any sense. Because again, you would think the pharmaceutical companies would be like, whoa, we got a formula for a drug that's selling like hotcakes. We can just stabilize it. It was already stable. And we can make money off that shit. But now we're just getting, I don't know. And again, the pills is finite. Once the pills is done, I mean, it's not like they got a steady supply of that shit. So I don't understand what we're trying to do with this. Back to, and Chicago is a segregated city, so the parole officer should have been curious. Yeah, why is a white boy, God forbid, in a black neighborhood? I don't fucking know what they're trying to do with any of this. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be positive, but it's
I need to count how many times they said white though. Because
7.
I understand that he's white, and everybody understand. I don't Stop saying that. Like, it's annoying at this point. Okay, like I've lived in kind of rough neighborhoods, and there were white people there, and it was not a big shock. Like, just relax with the whole white boy this and white boy that and white boy. I'm like, stop. I did laugh at the Eminem thing though when the old guy said it, because I did think of Cedric the Entertainer. I did.
So there were 10 niggas and 7 versions of white boy, to include the Eminem one. I'm keeping track just because it tickles me. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why there's such a going on storyline. Does Chewie look 19 to y'all? Because he looked like an old ass man. When they said he was 19, 18, 19, I'm like, no, he's 25, 27.
No, to be honest with you, kids nowadays do not look like what I looked like at certain age.
This
kids
man had a mustache and a receding hairline. That was a grown-ass man.
That's what a lot of weed and hard liquor will do.
Let me tell you this. My son, my youngest son had a friend named Kevin. And his brother came home from the military just to visit. And Kevin was in the living room. And my son comes in the kitchen and said, why is Kenneth hanging out? Because Kenneth was probably about 16 at this point. And he said, why is Kenneth hanging out with this grown-ass man? Why are you allowing it? And I was like, what grown-ass man? He's 16. He was like, he's not 16. Because he had a beard. He had a goatee. He had a mustache. Kevin looked older than what he was. So I'm just saying, a lot of these kids do not look their age.
Tim, it's more than just a beard and mustache. So
their mother sent them down south and changed their birth certificates. That's why they look.
That's it. That's it.
Chewie is also born in the South.
It's married,
but they think he's 19. I couldn't get past that. I couldn't get that past that lieutenant going, this poor.
I'm just saying, it's Zeke 2.0, okay? It is Zeke 2.0. So
at least he's already dead, so that's good. Kate is in force because she was looking for the money in Miriam's house and taking care of D-Mac and JP. My point is, she's solidly there. Like she's living there. Like, she's not like, oh my God, I gotta go pay mortgage and I'm gonna come back. Like, no, she's moved and she's here. So clearly,
but that doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, because that's what a lot of recappers are saying, is that season 3, didn't happen yet, like on Ghost or whatever, on Force. But remember the episode where Kate was packing up to leave New York. She actually is in Chicago.
Yes.
Moved to Chicago. So how that logically doesn't make sense.
It makes sense. Like, stop it. And then you don't. Anyway. I'm glad the whole family thing has not been. I still say where's Sonny. I'm still upset that Sonny's just like not even being acknowledged. But maybe he'll pop up later. So anyway, Claudia gave up the draws to Brendan for information. And what happened to her trying to get Dolly off the ground? That was also her thing. And that was not mentioned in said sex events. But she's like, okay, I'm gonna have sex with him so I can find out what Daddy's got going on, so I can cut that off. But now she wants to save Daddy, to save the business.
Yeah, I got a lot of Beth from Yellowstone vibes. I was like, she's very much, I'm here to serve Daddy and to save Daddy, and like I was.
That's a good one.
And Daddy wants the boy.
You are absolutely right. She is Beth minus the education and like character development, and like she's a bad version of Beth. But you are right. This is basically the best story where she's like, damn it, if I had a penis, I'd be something. You know what? Vic should have got old girl. I don't know. For some reason, if he would have got old girl pregnant and then all of a sudden he has a baby, we find out that Claudia is gay because she had to get an abortion when she was a kid. I'm trying to bring all this together. And Vic took her to the place, and now she hates men. I don't know.
This is not Yellowstone. Okay.
Damn it. I was like, come on, Taylor.
I'm sure
this show. Taylor Sheridan need to take over writing for this show, and it'll be something. And then the Flynns will all of a sudden have horses for some reason.
Have cowboys in Chicago. Yay.
They need a helicopter. I want Flynn flying around in a helicopter, just dropping off drugs in the hood. That's what I need. I'm like, yes. And it's somehow
he's gonna drop them out of the helicopter, already packaged. Just drop them.
Yes. Oh, also, did we say last year that Dahlia is basically this show's version of Heat/Fire?
Pretty much, yeah.
And dare I say that the family business did it better? Because when Heat became the market, the competition just made a version of it. Like they were like, oh my God, the formula's out, it's dead. They just made their own version. It was far, far better. Like, go watch Family Business, y'all. It's a better version of what the show is trying to be. I don't know. Also, Shanti, I want to talk about Shanti, the showstopper Paige is her name. The woman paying to have sex with Jannard for some reason.
Where'd she get all this money from? Where?
Yo!
What type of job does she have other than
she sells drugs for Jannard. So that's basically her money, his money anyway. She's giving away her profits to this man. Why does every Chicago-based show got to have a black woman taking care of a black man who can't keep his shit together? It's like, come on, baby, let me prop you up. It's always a black man got to be propped up by his black woman. She give up the money
just
and
Chicago.
the draws.
I'm like, she's a boxer. He's ran through her purse in 2 episodes, and that's in more than one way.
Yeah.
Oh, good work, Giovanni. Good work, Giovanni. He getting the draw.
He was thinking that one.
I was like, good work, Giovanni.
And did we need the scene where he eats her cooch?
Yes.
I didn't need that scene.
That's called payment. That's
what
called
I'm trying
payment.
to figure out is how when she turned around and was counting the money, she had jeans on. Then when he was thanking her, all of a sudden she had no jeans on. And he put her up on the desk.
It's called being an equal opportunist, because earlier we had old boy getting it in the back room. So now they're like, so just not to offend the ladies, we're gonna be like, hey, look, we're gonna do it to y'all as well. So you're welcome.
Okay, we just those scenes, we need to kind of get rid of those scenes and put more action in the show. Okay.
That's
right. They were getting action.
Oh, they'll get that action. That's good. I'm like, I'm hoping that Shanti is the what's her name? Fuck, Tommy and
Showstopper.
Lucy. No, what the fuck? What's his girl name?
Luciana.
No, his redhead one. No, the red one. Fuck,
Holly.
Holly. I'm hoping that Shanti becomes the Holly to Jannard. That she's gonna be something, right?
Like, so is.
No.
I think she's gonna be she's saying your crew doesn't trust you, right? She's giving him the money she's gonna get so much inside information, get so much money. He's gonna be so far in debt and everything like that, and not know what to do. She's gonna turn the crew against him, and she's gonna be in charge.
No.
That might. You know what? If they were good writers, that would actually work.
I want her to be Holly. So when she's murdered, like he goes in rage. He's like, like that's what make like Miguel or the Serbs kill her, and he's like, damn it, I have to fight. And then Tommy helps him avenge his lost love.
Do we have to do that again? This will be the third female death that makes the nigga go crazy. Like what? Like.
Well, this has all been Tommy's death. That's what I'm saying. I need somebody else.
No, Gloria died.
Gloria died. I was going to say, yeah, Flynn did
and that turned into nothing. Also,
that's what I'm saying. It was just
it turned into a cemetery confessional like Tariq had.
Yes, that's what that scene reminded me of. Also, let's see if I got this straight. So Tommy is on the warpath to try to figure out who killed Liliana, right? He kills some random ass Flynn, but he doesn't take, I don't know, Victor hostage. Like, not thinking like, hey, you know something or someone knows something. So if I take you hostage, they will tell me who killed my Liliana to get your ass back.
That's too much. I mean, you take someone that big and that prevalent, like he knows just the fact that he kidnaps somebody, he's going to have everybody on him. And he wouldn't even, by the time he even gets the answer, it will be too late. Like, he'll be dead. I don't know. He would have to kidnap someone lower than him. Not him.
I feel like if he's like, Walter, if you know who killed my friend, if I take your son, I know how much you love a son, you would do it. I feel like that would make a better story than them just having a powwow at the fucking, grave sites. You know what? I was fucking her too. Good. I mean, I don't know. It'd just be like, hey, man, how did they know to be there? Let's back all this up. How did Tommy know that he would be there? Does he visit Gloria himself and they just happen to meet up? Is that what's going on?
I mean, you know, man, those white boys was spun on that black girl, man. You know, when they said once you go black, I mean, that they could not keep away.
I was like, I thought that was gonna. I don't know. I thought they'd both be like, yeah, it was nice. We should have just shared it out. I don't know. Maybe
you're like high five. They just high five each other. Like
wow, they should have shared.
See, that was David this time. See, that was David.
What? Why's gotta be my fault? I thought that was a good one. Just kill off the Flynn family. Again, Stacey said that. I totally agree. They are unnecessary, especially Victor. So Claudia needs to kill Victor around episode 5, so that this becomes something. And then I give a fuck, because right now I don't give a fuck. What's up, you guy? Brillo, I wrote you. Hey, I thought we were gonna do a thing. Like, check your email. I thought we were gonna do a debate. I don't know what we're gonna do with this. I don't know. I'm tired. Let's get to the shy. The shy. Where was Nuck? I was missing Nuck this episode in the Force.
He was busy trying to kill a nigga. I mean, so
we will get to that also. But the shy is far better. I can't. Damn, it hurts me to say this. It really does hurt me to say.
Okay, let's not go that far. Let's just say this episode.
No,
this episode of the shy was pretty damn good. But I would say let's not go that far. We haven't seen all of Force yet. And we haven't seen all of Shy yet, okay? Because next episode could probably suck.
It's still knocking it out better than what we're doing, Tommy. Oh, also let's talk about Maria. So now he got Maria, so she's sewing them up, and all of a sudden she falling in love as she's. I guess that's what we're doing.
So she is saying everything to him that me and all the viewers are saying about her, like. You're going to die soon.
Oh,
you should stay far, far away. I'm like, that is what I'm screaming at the TV whenever she comes on the screen. When she's saying it to him, she's
saying to him. And by the way, you got pretty eyes. I like your eyes too. Like, huh? I was like, that nigga's eyes are just brown. Like he got Jesus eyes or something. Like what? It's like,
Well, what happened to the man that was feeling her ass last episode? Like what?
Oh yeah.
I told y'all that he is just a side piece.
Co-workers with benefits.
Exactly. Thank you, Jemani. Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
He don't even ask. Like, yo, I thought I saw just to figure out what's going on.
Why do you think Tommy cares about stuff like that? And if she had a husband, he wouldn't care.
I'm about to say, David. David, on Tommy's side, yeah, I gotta agree with him. You ain't gonna give a shit. You see,
how long?
I don't care if she got a ring.
Into his relationship with Keisha, did he ask about Cash's father?
Well, you know, I mean, nobody asks about baby daddies. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think
understand
Emmett
that.
be asking the women that he be screwing if they got a man? Like, no.
I just
Nobody has that conversation. Who cares?
they showed the guy. Oh, they showed her getting her ass felt up. I thought that was gonna go somewhere, but instead, it was Stacey. What you got? How long is it gonna take for Miriam to give up the draws? Like, I don't think episode 5 now. Like, I think it's gonna move faster than that.
What's this episode 2? I would say 4. 4.
Oh,
All right,
too long.
all right. So
Yeah,
he
she'll
comes
be dead
in
by the end
stabbed.
of the season.
What's up?
And she'll be dead by the end of the season, hopefully.
Damn. I think at this rate, it takes bullet holes to get the draws. So he's gonna come in stabbed one night, and she's gonna heal him up, and then she's gonna be like, you know what? My penis
here
still
you go.
works. And then
You
she's gonna
patched
be,
up, use your arm sling. You good? Let's go.
once you get the arm sling, they'll be fucking with the arm sling. That's my vision. Like, I feel like that's the scene. That's the scene.
No, there'll be another drive-by attempt to kill him. He'll like jump on her and save her, and she'll fall in love. All about Power Book 3.
Oh, boom. Remember how silly that shit was? I was like, this is not happening. This is not happening. You are absolutely right. So Miguel is gonna hit the Serbs. The Serbs are gonna try to hit Miguel and go for the sister. Tommy saves the sister, like you said, falls on her, and she's gonna be like, "You should fall in me." Boom, boom, and boom, and then we're gonna be on it, and we'll be off with the races.
How did Tommy heal so quickly from a gunshot?
He's Tommy.
I thought he got hit straight in the stomach.
He
Apparently,
did.
it just grazed him because
really?
That was no graze.
no,
I rewinded that part.
Yeah, I watched it twice, and it seemed
got
to me
shot.
like a bullet actually went into his body.
Yeah, I was like, Tommy dead.
Yeah, I'm about to say there was no ricochet and nothing. There was no ricochet. I was straight up with him.
It's Tommy, bro. It's Tommy, man.
And he hit his head.
They need to come out with an energy drink and just call it white.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey Kim. That's why he had that fucking ice pack on his head, like he had a cold.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Because his hair was sticking up, right? And I was like, Tommy would never have his hair sticking up ever, but it's because he had the ice pack right there.
This is ridiculous. I'm like, come on, y'all. You know, he should have some chicken soup. She should have been feeding him some chicken soup and be like, you know what? You need about a day, 24 hours to rest. I'll take care of you hand and foot. And then I just love your eyes. I've never been with a white boy before. And then there you go.
Yep.
I'm like, he might have got the draws this episode if it hadn't been for Abuela coming in.
Nah. I think Gary's good. I like Stacey's idea. It's gonna be episode. I see 4 or 5. No later than 5. He will be in there.
No, next episode 3. What y'all talking about? It's gonna be episode 3. I think he about to get the drawers in the beginning of 3, and then then the kid's gonna walk in on him because then it's gonna be revealed she has a kid because they always all have kids. Okay, so. You know, do you want to bet on that one? Yo, she has a kid, if not kids. She has a kid. I guarantee. No. I'll give you one maybe. Okay. One maybe a kid. But I think that's a stretch. I hear you. What I'm saying is a human being came out of her. Is what I'm trying to get at. Okay. So
I know what a kid means, Chris.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Fine, maybe not plural, but singular at least.
All right.
So he's gonna be a kid. And then by the
he
end
already had cash. He already did the whole stepdaddy thing. Like he already did cash.
How many times have we repeated shit from the previous series too, David? Like you act like this ain't nothing. They always repeat everything.
I hear you, man.
That's what I'm saying. This is going to be another
Chicken Wing kind of reminded me of that crackhead from book 3. That's what I thought he was going to be.
Kendrick Lamar's character?
No. I mean book 3.
The guy that uncle killed in the crack house.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And he tried to put on the bus.
But the difference is he had actual relatable evidence. Like he actually saw the shooting. Like I thought Chicken Wing was going to be like a white boy shot him. They'd be like, there's only one white boy in the south side of Chicago. His name is Thomas Patrick Egan. And then they're immediately going to find. That's what I thought. And then none of that happened. He gave some random ass statement about he joined treason. Who the fuck is treason? How does everybody know that treason exists? Like that just happened. Like he was like, oh shit, treason. Let me write that down.
Didn't the detective say that he had his ear to the streets? So
plot convenience. Like it's just plot convenience. Like I'm like, this doesn't treason started.
The parole officer needs to have his ear to the street because he don't even know CBI or who's the head of CBI yet the parole officer, the previous parole officer got fired.
Can we talk about
what happened to the cop? What happened to the cop, the black cop with the Irish name that was on the Flynn's
Seamus.
payroll? What
You talking about Seamus, right?
Yeah. What happened to that
I
part?
brought that up last episode, and you guys said, "Forget it."
Oh no, he won't come back. But you're right, Javon. I'm sorry, you're absolutely right. Maria
I wanna
left
ask
her boyfriend for Tommy, like Lauren left boyfriend for Tariq. Oh man, I hear you. But we actually saw that boyfriend. Like we actually met him, and we realized he was kind of an asshole. Like it made a little bit more sense. Like I can't again.
Did anyone else think that cop was not wrong necessarily when he just said, "Yo, like you know how these people are, they ain't gonna snitch." And then just for that other detective to get so upset and be like, what are you saying? What do you mean?
Oh, thank you, Chris.
I'm like, yo, I would have been straight up and been like, yeah, I'm talking about the black community. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Hey,
they ain't gonna talk the word shit. I was just like, why are you so much? So, these people are respectful. They're respectful when there's an honor. I'm like, the fuck you talking about, man? Like,
right, Chris. You're right.
Damn
Chris.
well, what he's saying is right. Like,
it's
you know
facts.
what I mean?
It's facts.
They ain't gonna talk. Even if you're like, you know what I mean? Even as your own relative, maybe sometimes I don't know why he got that upset. It was like message. It was just like, it's like God damn it. Like, no, I got disturbed with that. I got disturbed. No.
I thought it was just me. I was mad at that too. I'm like, yes. What do you mean, patrolman? I mean, these black motherfuckers right there are not going to talk to the fact that we constantly shoot each other over here. And they say, at least it ain't one of y'all. And they're just going to walk away. But oddly enough, it was a white man that shot him. That's what I thought Chicken Wing was going to be like. I wouldn't snitch, but it was a white man that shot him. So I got to confess. Oh, yeah, you know what? That's not snitching. That's not snitching. So that's what I thought was going to happen, but it did not. But yes, I thought that was very true facts. They always got messages in this story for some reason. What this one? I don't really watch the show, but you know the critical race theory shit is all. Yes, thank you very much. Especially Power Book 2. Got it. You know how much that irritates me. But I guess they're gonna do it in Force 2. Anyway, we'll see what happens next week, man. I don't want to do this no more. Stacey, anything else for White Boy Tommy? What's going on?
The only positive I have about this show is Miguel is kind of cute. The end.
Okay. Maybe he'll have some unnecessary sex scenes too.
Yes,
I don't
give
know.
him a sex scene. Hopefully
All
he
right,
doesn't have hips.
Gay lover. I'm telling you, gay lover.
Oh no, Chris!
You know yeah. You always got to have one in the show. Come on.
What?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
No, Chris is right. They are pushing the agenda.
Yeah. David, I'm
true.
right about all this.
We
She's gonna have a
already
kid.
had Claudia, whatever. She was the gay.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That don't count. She's bi. That don't count.
She said that.
I think Claudia sleeps with men for a certain thing.
Yeah.
I don't think she's bi for real.
Yeah, that's a different thing. That's gay for pay or information. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's not gay. It's like
so that all people come on the prison. Right.
All right, Stacey, anything officially else before we say goodbye to you?
No.
Well, thank you for your time, and we always appreciate you. I will see you next week.
Bye. Have a great week.
All right, Chris, what you got before we get to the other part of Chicago?
Yeah. I don't really have anything. Just very,
all right, man.
Very weak. So that's it. Sorry, guys. This show's kind of weak, at least right now. So.
Oh wait, JP is the gay character. You're right, Rainey.
Yeah, but he's not really in it this season. He's not really in it this season. Let's be real. He was in the first episode.
Well, I mean, we're only
but he's not really that gay. He's not really that gay. Like he says he's gay.
What does that mean, David? What the heck does that mean?
Why is his club not a gay bar? Like
exactly. Like you don't see gay shit. Like Claudia's doing gay shit. Like you don't see JP doing gay shit. Like he had a boyfriend I thought was white or something. Like that never comes up. Like
oh my gosh. Okay. The words that are coming out of your mouth. Okay, look.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're saying. He don't count. You can't just say you gay. He ain't doing no gay stuff.
Nah. They need someone legit, and that's Miguel.
That's Miguel. I'm sorry, Chris. You said you want Miguel to be gay? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. But like legit gay.
Mm-hmm. Like
okay.
Wait a minute.
Lobo's gay. Lobo's was legit.
He really was. Yeah, he loved those.
In real life and on camera, like he was legit. Like
he was flirting. He was flirting with Jamie.
He definitely
James St. Patrick.
Oh, he definitely was like, "Hey James, what you got going on?" He's like, "Nah, bro, I'm sorry. I got a Latino woman. I'm sorry. I'm already full, if you will." All right, Chris. We will see you for the shot. Thank you. All right, Kim. Love you, Kim. What you got?
I don't know. This show. I don't know. Gary is trying to do his thing, but it's just not coming together. But it is only episode 2, so we gotta ride this thing out, right? But the way this panel is, we got everything that's negative. We're gonna just bring it to the table. So that's who we are. That's what we do, right? We're not gonna just sit there and say it's a great show. It's good when there's clearly some stuff that's not right about it, right? But we all love Tommy, and at the end of the day, we're gonna watch. So as much as we complain, we're gonna watch. And Joseph Sikora is doing the best he can with what he has. So the acting is great. That I can say, except for Jannard. His acting is terrible. But I would say everyone else, including the women, the sexual women, they're doing their jobs. Okay, they're having sex on cue and making it look real. Okay, they're doing great. So I'm just enjoying it for the entertainment that it is. And let's hope it gets better as the season goes on. Let's give it a chance.
Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. Very positive attitude. In episode 7, she's gonna say, "Guys, it's just episode 7, guys. We gotta see where it goes. We gotta give it some time." I'm like, "All right, we need to hold a season." That's what she said. One more season, and this is gonna get back on track. But I hear you, Kim. You're right. It's only episode 2, right? Gary Lennon got to figure out his strategy and get a strategy out there, right?
Yes.
And we gotta give him some time. I get you. All right, we'll see you for The Shy Part 2. Jamani, any final words, sir?
My biggest criticism with, I guess, the Power universe is that it started off with James coming into where he wanted to be. It was after the pilot, the day of the pilot episode when he opened up Truth. It was, I am trying to leave all the drug dealing behind. I have gotten to where I need to be, and I'm starting to shed all this drug dealing stuff from here on out. And he just had problems doing that. When you look at Power Book 3, it's Rock is trying to buy a house and all this other type of stuff. Effie has a number in her head, but Tariq is drug dealing just for the love of drug dealing. Tommy is drug dealing just for the love of drug dealing. There needs to be a goal, an objective, an exit strategy to make sense, because it's not, I'm just drug dealing for the love of drug dealing until the day that I die. That's where it just gets into silly shenanigans. So
I hear you. A Breaking Bad had an objective, right? Until he just started doing it because he loved it. Snowfall, I don't know, he had an objective. I think he was just like he wanted to do better. He wanted to go to college, but eventually he just loved doing it. And then he started doing it.
No. Snowfall, he said, "You want me out? I'm out," right? And then they took his money away. So it was like, every time I try to get out, they pull me back in on some Godfather 3, which was the shitty of the 3. But, he tried to get out. Breaking Bad, he was out.
Yes.
So to say, he was like, all right, I've made my money. I've sold it to the Aryans or whatever. So there's people that have these extra strategies, and then in the last season they find a reason to pull them back in and then kill them or something like that. But there's no objective. It's just gonna go on forever. Tommy's gonna go from city to city, town to town, to drug deal to no end, or to no objective or means. It's just, you have to give me something to invest in. There's no dream. I'm like, if you want me to invest in JP and his club, bar, whatever it is, and him having a family or something, you have to make that more prevalent. Not to say that I'd be entertained by that, but at least it gives me some sort of objective. But next episode, I see Hopefully we get the whole Demolition Man, I'm gonna cryogenically freeze an arm or something, and Miguel breaks it off, and in the back room or whatever. We'll get
that scene. Okay, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? But I remember it's from the preview. It's from the preview. It's from the trailer. Got it. That was a cool scene.
I think they're gonna catch a Serb, and that'll be the retaliation that gets served up.
I get you. All right, so I hope that scene does come soon, because that was pretty cool. A lot better than the corner store scene, which is unnecessary. All right, Jemani, I'll see you for the shot.
All right.
Thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Yes, the corner stores scene was unnecessary. It truly was. Motown, thanks for hanging out with us. You still can comment on the video once we're done. And whoa. There's also no big antagonist to take down. I hear you. I think for Tommy, I think it's Miguel. That doesn't make a lot of sense. He's trying to bone his sister, but I think that's where they're going with that. I don't know. I think the nephew will get hooked on the poisonous opioids. That could be a storyline. And kind of leads back to the Flynns, but I don't know. We'll see where the story goes. We're, like as Kim said, we are committed to this Power universe either way, because you're committed to us and we appreciate you. But the Shy is doing far better, so I look forward to getting into that conversation in a minute. But stick around with us so we can talk about Kevin and crew.